participants, as I already told you, please turn on your video and audios. So we have 4 here, and yes, there are 3 here, and I think one pretty student. Nitish, I would need your audio to be turned on and video as well. Okay, great. So let's begin with the very first round. Look at the screen carefully. First round is infinite bounce clockwise, and each question answered correctly will give you 10 points. There is no negative for a wrong answer. If you stake a question, there's a plus 20 or a minus 10. So I'll explain you how this works. So as I said, the first question will be for Red House. Now, assuming Red House cannot answer this question, we pass it on to Blue. If Blue answers the question correctly, then they get plus 10 for this. And the next question gets passed on to team number 3. So the questions will go to the team sitting next to the one which answered the previous question. All right. So blue answered the previous question. Next question goes to green. And if the next question is answered by green, then the next one will again go to yellow. Okay. There is no pass point or anything. If you answer the question correct, you get a plus 10. But if you're very sure about your answer and you want to score some extra points, you can stake a question. You can just say that I'm staking this question, and if you stake a question and you get it correct, it's a plus 20. But if you stake a question and get it wrong, it's a minus 10. Okay. So if you're not very sure about your answer, I suggest that do not stake the question. Just go for a normal bounce, and you can score a plus 10 if it's right. If it's wrong, there's no negative. Clear? Everyone's clear with the bounce rules? How will it bounce from red to blue to green to yellow? Everyone's clear
Yes,
about
sir.
that? Any doubts?
Yes. So what if someone takes the question and not being able to answer? Will the question bounce to someone else, or it will?
It will pass on to the next team. It'll pass on to the next team. If you bounce and you get it wrong, you get a negative. I mean, you stake and you get it wrong, get a negative, but it'll go on to the next team. Okay? All right. All right. So the first question will be for Red House. So Red House, please be ready. I'll give you a reasonable amount of time after explaining the question, so you can answer it. And as I said, think straight. Try to give answers to all the questions. There is nothing which you cannot answer. Every single question can be answered. You just have to think in the right direction. Okay. Good luck, everyone. Here's the very first question for Red House. All right. So in 1969, Dr. Karsanbhai Patel, a chemist in the Gujarat government's Department of Mining and Geology, manufactured a detergent powder and started selling it locally. Since it was much cheaper than the competition, soon there was a huge demand in Patel's hometown. He named the powder after his daughter Nirupama. Which popular household product are we talking about which originates like this? Okay, so Red House, your rate, it's an easy question to start. You can give me your answer.
Nirma.
Nirma is absolutely correct. That will give you 10 points. Nirma is named after Nirupama, who was a daughter of the founder, Karsanbhai Patel. It was an easy question. You probably could have gone for a stake and scored 20 points, but no problem. Good answer. You get a plus 10, Red House. Next question, shall I go to Blue House? Okay, Blue House, here's your question on the screen. All right. So OXO, developed in 1952 by A.S. Douglas, was one of the first games developed in the history of video gaming. All right, one of the first games made in the video gaming history. It is essentially a computer version of a popular paper and pen game that you all probably enjoy playing during breaks in your school hours. Look at the name of this video game and tell me which very common and popular paper and pen game are we talking about, which is from which it originates.
The answer is tic-tac-toe.
Blue House, it's your turn.
Yes.
Absolutely correct. This is tic-tac-toe. Answer is tic-tac-toe. OXO should have given you a very big clue. Those are signs that we use to play the game of tic-tac-toe. Good answer. Blue House also gets a plus 10. As I said, you probably could have again gone for a stake and scored 20 points in this. But no problem, early days in the quiz, you can still score a lot of points in the remaining 30 questions. Good answer by Blue House. We'll go on to green for the next question. All right? All right. Green, here's your question. An Insignificant Man is a 2017 socio-political documentary which tracks the formation and rise of a political party and its leader. Okay? Name the political party and its leader. So I want both the parts for me to give you any points. If you give me one, I won't give you any points. So get both the parts correct and you get full points for this. It's an easy question. You know one of these, you will definitely know the other one. All right? Greenhouse, it's a question for you. Rohan and Sriraha.
Arvind Kejriwal and the party is Aam Aadmi Party.
Can you say that again?
The political party is
All right, that's perfectly correct. This is Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal. An Insignificant Man should have given you another clue there. So this is the Aam Aadmi Party and obviously the Arvind Kejriwal. It's an award-winning documentary which was released in 2017. So if you haven't seen this one, you can probably definitely try watching this documentary. Good answer. All the three questions asked have been answered. Good going, all the teams. Next question. Here's your question. In 1511, the city of Mecca banned this beverage. Okay, the governor believed that it would stimulate radical thinking, which could unite the opposition. Another reason was that some Sufi sects would pass around a bowl at funerals to stay awake during prayers. So, which beverage, very commonly consumed beverage, are we talking about, which has been banned many times in history? And one of them is in 1511 in the city of Mecca. Okay, Yellow House. What is the answer? A very commonly consumed beverage.
Can I take?
Coffee.
Okay, Yellow House is taking yellow.
Is coffee.
Soumya and I think who
Am I
answered
audible?
this one? Nitish, I can't see you on the screen.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm there.
Nitish.
Coffee.
Okay, coffee will give you 10 points. That's absolutely correct. This is coffee. Coffee is the answer that we're looking for. Coffee has been banned many times, and as you know, that coffee is usually used to wake up in the morning, and that's one of the first things that people consume in the West. This is the reason, because it helps you get energetic and stay awake. That is why coffee is consumed in the morning. That is why some Sufi sects were actually using it during funerals to stay awake. So that's a good answer. Plus 10 to Yellow House. All the four teams have given correct answers on their questions. Good going. Next question shall again go to Red House. Okay, Red House, hope you're ready. Here's your question. It was originally supposed to be built in Barcelona. However, the city's officials thought that it would end up looking like an eyesore and hence rejected the chief architect's proposal. He was forced to pitch his project elsewhere. Luckily, this project found a home in another European city where it served as the main archway for the 1889 International Exposition. So, what are we talking about here? Which was supposed to be built in Barcelona first, but eventually was built in another European city. Okay, Red House, it's your question. What do you think is the answer? Red House, turn on your
Can I
audio
take?
and
Can I take?
it's a question for Red House. So once it passes on to your,
Okay,
you
okay,
can
okay.
stake, right?
Okay.
As and when it passes on to your team, you can stake. All right, Red House, your answer.
Sir, Gaudi's Cathedral.
Gaudi's Cathedral. No, that is not the answer we're looking for. It's gonna be something more simpler. We'll pass it on to Blue House. Blue House, your answer.
The answer is Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower is absolutely correct. You get a plus 10 for this. This is Eiffel Tower. I think you wanted to stake. You could have staked this question. So as I said, when it comes to you, you can stake the question. All right. So wait for your turn to stake the question.
Okay.
Good answer by Blue House. You get a plus 10 for this. This is the Eiffel Tower, which was eventually built in Paris in 1889. It was only there to stay for around 20 to 30 years. But since it was so popular, it has been there and it's now one of the most famous monuments in the world. Good answer by Blue House. You get a plus 10 for this. Next question is for Green. All right. Since Blue answered this one, next question goes to Greenhouse. All right, Greenhouse, your question. All right. So we're talking about a Pokemon, Ekidia, which was the final form of Rowlet, which is another Pokemon. It resembles an owl, and the upper portion of the face is dark green with a thin orange mask-like marking encircling its eyes. So you can see it on the right side. This is what a Decidueye looks like. It is also called the Arrow Quill Pokemon. Its aim is so good that when it fires its arrow quills, it can hit a pebble over 100 yards away. All right. This is the basic description of this Pokemon. What I want you to tell me is which character in folklore is this Pokemon based on? Okay, in folk tales, we have definitely heard of this character, and this Pokemon is based on that particular character from folklore. So, Greenhouse, this is your question. If you're sure about your answer, you can stake it, or else just give me an answer.
Rowlet.
Greenhouse, Rohan and Shira,
The
both of you.
Rowlet.
No, Rowlet is the first form of this particular Pokemon. I'm talking about a character in folklore which this Pokemon is based on. Alright, so that's not the answer. I'll pass it on to Yellow House. Yellow House, passes on to you.
Do we need to tell what type of a Pokemon is it?
No, I've given you all the description about the type of Pokemon this is. I want you to tell me which character in folk tales is this particular Pokemon based on. Look at its skills and
Is
what
it
it looks
Arjun?
like, color and everything, and that will be a clue. Arjun, all right. So he's saying Arjun. That's a good guess, but Arjun is not correct. I'll pass this on to Red House. Red House.
Is it Robin Hood?
Sorry.
Robin Hood.
Okay, Red House is saying Robin Hood, and that's absolutely correct. This is Robin Hood. So the very famous English character Robin Hood, you've probably read about him in a lot of the stories in school or elsewhere. Robin Hood is the answer we're looking for. Very, very skilled archer. That's why this particular Pokemon is also a very skilled archer. Good answer. Red House gets a plus 10. Arjun was also a good guess, but it's a European character it's based on. So not the right one. Good one. Red gets a plus 10 for this. Next question goes on to Blue House. All right, Blue. Next question's for you. Okay, I'm talking about a song here. So the song was written by James Lord Pierpont in the autumn of 1857 and was originally intended for Thanksgiving. It's a Thanksgiving song. So two cities, Medford and Savannah, claim to be the song's birthplace and have plaques commemorating its authorship. However, it can be said with some certainty that Poirot drew upon snowbound memories of sledge rides and sledge races while writing this very famous song. So I'm talking about a song which was written way back in 1857, and originally it was written as a Thanksgiving song. But eventually it was used for a different holiday. And it can draw its inspiration from sledge rides and sledge races. That's a very big clue. So tell me, which song are we talking about?
Can we stake?
This is for Blue House. Yes, Blue House,
Yes.
definitely you can stake.
The answer is Jingle Bell.
Jingle Bell is absolutely correct. Jingle Bell is the answer we're looking for. Originally, Jingle Bell was called One Horse Open Sledge, and then it became Jingle Bells. So, if you read the lyrics of the song, that'll tell you a lot about sledge rides and all of that. So, good answer. Plus 20 to Blue House. They have staked this question and got this absolutely correct. We'll go on to Green for the next one. All right. Greenhouse, next question, which I think is the final question of this round, is for you. Yes, the last question of this round. So Earl Dixon was a cotton buyer for a very large company. Dixon was always worried about how his wife was always cutting herself in the kitchen while preparing food. He found that there was nothing that would stay in place and protect small wounds better without any medical assistance. So he created something, and when Earl's boss, James Johnson, saw this invention, he decided to manufacture this for the public. So what did Earl Dixon create? Okay, because his wife was always cutting
So
herself
can
in
we
the
stake?
kitchen. Yes, Greenhouse, you can definitely stake.
So adhesive bandages.
Can you give me a specific term for this? A specific term for this. Shira, is she here? Shira, I need you to turn your video on, and also your audio, please.
Adhesive bandage.
Sorry?
Adhesive bandage.
Okay, you're saying bandage. Greenhouse is
right.
saying bandage.
Adhesive bandage.
Adhesive bandage, all right, yes. Okay, I'll have to pass this on to Yellow House. Yellow House?
It's
goes on to you.
Band-Aid.
Band-Aid.
Band-Aid is the answer we're looking for. That's absolutely correct. Band-Aid is what we're looking for. Greenhouse said bandages. So adhesive bandages are anything that have adhesive in the bandages. The brand specifically is Band-Aid. That was what was created. So I'll not give any negative to Greenhouse for taking this because they were fairly close, but I can't give you points for this one either. Yellow House got it absolutely correct. This is Band-Aid, which is why they get a plus 10 for this. Band-Aid, which is made by Johnson and Johnson Company. So that was another clue there. His boss was James Johnson, who was the owner of Johnson and Johnson. So good answer, Yellow. Good quizzing from all the teams here. We can go on to the next round, which will go anti-clockwise. All right. So we'll start with Yellow House for this round. And I think you have all gotten a hang of how this quiz will go around, what kind of answers you are expected. And so it's not going to be something absolutely out of the blue and vague. Think straightforward and you can answer these questions correctly. Okay. As we move on to the next rounds, obviously it's gonna get slightly more difficult. So be prepared accordingly. Yellow House will start with the first question of this round for you. All the rules are same, just that this round will go anti-clockwise. Okay. Here's the first question for Yellow House. Alright, so I want 3 parts here, but all of them are very interconnected. You can answer this. So Jameling Dash and Peter Dash famously did something in 2003 to celebrate the 50th anniversary of both their fathers' landmark achievement. Identify the surnames and tell me what did they do in 2003. Okay, what are their surnames and what did they do in 2003 to celebrate the 50th anniversary of their father's great achievement? Okay, it's an interesting question. We're talking about sons of 2 famous people. Tell me their surnames and what did they do in 2003 to celebrate their father's 50th anniversary of some landmark achievement.
Their full names.
All right, Yellow, this is for you.
Jameling Tenzing Norgay.
If you want to stake, you can go for this. Okay.
And Peter Hillary.
Okay.
for climbing the Mount Everest after their parents.
Okay, I'll give you points for this. This is absolutely correct. This is they are the sons of Tenzing Norgay and Edmund Hillary. And what they did was they climbed the Mount Everest again in 2003 to celebrate the 50th anniversary of their fathers climbing the Mount Everest. So good answer. Yellow again gets a plus 10 for this. Next question shall go to green. All right, green. Here's your question. All right, so during Ramzan, Muslims obviously are not supposed to eat or drink between dawn and dusk. In 2011, an Islamic cleric called Muhammad al-Kubaisi said that according to ancient Islamic laws, people living on mountains should break their fast. Shira, please turn on your video. I do not want you all to turn off your video during the quiz. So, the rule was that mountains should break their fast after those at ground level. This was because the sun is visible for longer at higher altitudes. The same logic is applied to modern architecture as well. Al-Kubesi has said that people living on the 80th floor should fast for an extra 2 minutes, while those living on the 150th floor or higher should wait for 3 more minutes before eating or drinking. So, to which very famous structure do these laws of specific Ramzan laws apply? I need you all to turn your video. Shira, please turn on your video. And I don't know who's the other participant from Greenhouse.
Burj Khalifa.
All right, so you're seeing the structure is Burj Khalifa. Burj Khalifa is absolutely correct. That is the tallest structure in the world, and that's the answer we're looking for. You get a plus 10 for this. So people living on the 80th floor or above in Burj Khalifa have to wait 2 extra minutes from people living on the ground floor to break their fast, and people living above the 150th floor have to wait for 3 minutes. So that is the law that was suggested by this particular cleric, and it's an interesting way to look at modern architecture and rules of festivals as well. Good answer by Greenhouse. You get a plus 10 for this. Next question is for blue. All right, so we're talking about a particular film which Urdu dramatist Imtiaz Ali Taj wrote in 1922, and that inspired producer Shiraz Ali Hakim and director K. Asif to create this particular movie. However, the movie faced a lot of problems. Chandra Mohan, who was one of the lead actors, died in 1949, and Hakim migrated to Pakistan after the partition, leaving the film without any financer. There was no one to finance the film. It was in 1950 that K. Asif approached business tycoon Shapunji Palonji, a very famous builder, originally from Ireland. He's also a major. He was a major investor in Tata Group. So he asked him to produce this film. Although he knew nothing about film production, he agreed to produce the film because he was interested in Persian architecture thanks to his Parsi lineage. And he also took a keen interest in Urdu and was fascinated by the history of Akbar. So, which very iconic film was produced by Shapoorji Palonji? It's the only film that he produced. All right, tell me this very famous film. Blue House, this is a question for you.
Is it Mughal Azam?
Mughal Azam is absolutely correct. You get a plus 10 for this. This is Mughal Azam. Enough clues about there that he was interested by Persian architecture and history of Akbar. So Mughal Azam is absolutely correct. You get a plus 10 for this. Next question goes on to Red House. Red House, here's your question. So Uttar Pradesh police has been offering a monthly allowance of 50 rupees a month. However, in 2019 January, the allowance was increased to 2 rupees 250. This allowance was offered to policemen for the purpose of maintaining a dash. According to many in the police force, maintaining a dash was important as it led to them commanding more respect and also made them look a little more intimidating. Similar incentives have been offered by Madhya Pradesh police and Rajasthan police. So just fill in the blank. Both the blanks are same. Just fill in the blank. Red House, this is direct for you. If you want to stay, you can. Red House, do you have an answer? Both the blanks are same. Tell me what is the blank?
Sir, uniform.
Uniform. All right. So Red House is saying uniform. I'll have to pass you on. Yellow House, this goes on to you. Yellow House.
Is it allowance for
Nitish,
mustache?
allowance for mustache is absolutely correct. That is what you're looking for. Allowance for mustache. The answer is mustaches. Good answer. You get a plus 10. Yellow House. So all these police forces have a sort of allowance or some sort of incentive program for policemen with mustaches, because apparently they feel that it makes them look more intimidating, and it's also it commands more respect according to them. So that is why they have an incentive program for mustaches. Good answer, Yellow House. You get a plus 10 for this. Next question goes to Green. Green, here's your question. On the 2nd of January 1901, William Ramsay married Annie Elizabeth Meek in New Zealand. Ramsay was an enterprising factory owner in Victoria, Australia, and in 1906, he and his partner Hamilton Bekeller began producing and marketing a new product. To honor his wife's heritage, or maybe as a joke, he named this new product Dash. The name has become so significant around the world that in the Malay language, Dash means to polish one's shoes. So just fill in the blank. What is this particular new product that they created? Enough clues in the question for you to get this one correct. Greenhouse, this is your question. What do you think is the answer? Rohan, please face the screen here. Pira and Rohan, if you do not have an answer, I have to pass this on. If you are sure about an answer, please take this.
The Kiwi brand.
Kiwi is absolutely correct. Kiwi shoe polish brand is the answer we're looking for. Good answer. Plus 10 for this. This is Kiwi, and as you know, Kiwi is one of the national symbols of the Kiwi bird is one of the national symbols of New Zealand. Since his wife was a New Zealander, that's why they thought it's some sort of a joke on her, or probably as a tribute to her. And in many countries, Kiwi is synonymous with polishing one's shoes. So good answer. Green gets another plus 10 for this. We'll pass it on to Blue. The next question is for Blue. All right. Here's a question. So on the 159th birth anniversary of this Indian, which is a rather recent phenomena, rather recent incident, Israel paid him a heartwarming tribute by sharing a picture of a street named after him in Tel Aviv. The street starts right opposite the main gates of Tel Aviv University. The information was shared by the official Twitter handle of Israel in India. Who is this street named after? All right.
Can I
Question
state?
for Blue House. Yes, Blue House.
The answer is Rabindranath Tagore.
Rabindranath Tagore is absolutely correct. You'll have plus 10 for this once again. This is Rabindranath Tagore, and on his birth anniversary this year itself, this particular tweet was shared. Did you stake it? I did not hear that one. You staked it. All right, I'm sorry.
Yes.
You'll have plus 10, 20 for this. So be a little clear on staking that. So I probably missed hearing this. All right, so you get a plus 20 for this Blue House. Next question shall go on to Red. So this was Rabindranath Tagore. Red, next question's for you. The popularity of this expression is usually believed to have come from an incorrect fact in the 14th century book called The Travels of Sir John Mandeville. In reality, these animals do not have tear ducts, but they weep to lubricate their eyes, and when their eyes begin to dry out. So, which common expressions, factual inaccuracy are we talking about? A very common expression that we have definitely heard a lot of times. This is the factual inaccuracy behind the term or the expression. All right, Red House, that's your question. Very, very workable. Think a little, and you can definitely answer this. Red House. You can take this question. That applies for any team.
Crocodile tears.
Sorry?
Crocodile tears.
Crocodile's tears is absolutely correct. So crocodiles do not have tear ducts. They only use they weep to lubricate the eyes, and they do not generally cry. So the whole expression that crocodile's tears are fake tears or something is absolutely false. Good answer by Red House. You get a plus 10 for this. And with this, we come to the last question of this round. Let's see that question for Yellow House. All right, Yellow House, this was your question. Okay, so I really like this question. Here we go, Yellow House. In 1858, Hyman Littman, a leading stationer from Philadelphia. It's a long question, but it's very workable. So this leading stationer from Philadelphia received a patent for his innovation. He combined two contemporary everyday items into one. Lippmann's creation excited this other person called Joseph Recordoffer, who paid $100,000 to buy the rights to use this creation. Reckendorfer thought that he was buying something that would revolutionize the use of this item. In a way, he was right, as Lippmann's creation did become popular in the 20th century and continues to be used around the world. However, he did not benefit from it because in 1875, the Supreme Court of USA said that Lippmann's patent was invalid, as he had not invented something new, but just combined two already existing things. So explain to me, what was Lippmann's contribution to stationery, or what did he basically patent? All right, we're talking about a particular stationer who patented something, but his patent was rejected because the Supreme Court said that he had not invented something new. He had basically just combined two already existing things into one. So use this information and the fact that we continue to use it today as well. What was his contribution to stationery? All right.
Yes, taking. Yes, taking.
Okay, Yellow House is taking this. All right, Yellow House. What's the answer?
It's the pencil with eraser on the back.
Absolutely correct. A pencil with an eraser attached to it is the answer we're looking for. Good answer. This will give you plus 20 for staking this one. A pencil with an attached eraser is what he basically tried to patent. But then the Supreme Court said that you cannot do this because there's already an existing pencil and there's already an existing eraser. You've just combined the two. So you're not invented anything new there. So very good answer. Yellow House gets a plus 20 for this. And with this, we come to the end of our second round. And we'll do the scores in a moment so that we can start the third round. All right, so we have the scores with us. Red is on 30, blue is on 70, yes, green is also on 30, and yellow is on 60. All right, so here are the four so the scores of the four teams. So you all already know your scores. Let's go on to the third round. All right, so the third round is pick a category, right? And each team gets to choose two categories, turn-wise, obviously. And for each correct answer, you get a plus 15. The only thing is the category that you choose, the question is only for you. It will not pass on to the next team, all right? And we'll go on from the lowest scoring teams to the highest scoring teams to choose the category, all right? Let's look at the categories for this particular round, and then we'll first give red the opportunity to choose a category, then green, then yellow, and finally blue. All right, any doubts, anyone?
No.
Any team has any doubts? No. All right, here are the 8 categories, so
Sir,
each
I have a
team can
doubt.
choose 2.
Excuse
Yes.
me. Can we stake in this round or?
It's a question only for you. The question will
Okay.
only be for the team which has chosen that particular topic. So you don't have to stake. So it's a plus 15 or a or no negatives. All right.
So we get to
so
choose
the-
two topics, right?
Yes, you will first choose one topic, then we'll do the entire round, first round. Then you will get another opportunity to choose the next topic. All right.
Okay.
So red, first choose your first topic.
So we go with entertainment.
All right. So red will go with entertainment. All right. So Red, here's your question. First question of this round on the screen. Okay. So when a tendon, which is the tissue that connects muscles to bones in our bicep muscles, when it tears, the muscles can bunch up and form a large painful ball on the upper arm. So it's a muscle injury. In the medical profession, this bulge is often termed as dash muscle. Don't look at the blanks are not indicative, okay? So it's termed as Dash's muscle due to the similarity of this injury to a much loved character. Just fill in the blank. Dash's muscle. So what is Dash here? All right. It's a question for Red House. They've chosen entertainment. Red House, what is the answer? Very, very workable, very interesting. You can definitely answer this. Look at the shape of this particular injury. That's a clue. Obviously, I mean, all the questions are workable. You can really work it out from whatever information that's given in the question, whatever I'm saying. Red House. You have no negatives, so I would suggest please attempt it. Yes, Red House, do you have an answer? Take a guess. All right, so I'm not getting any answer from you guys. Last chance, Red House, any answer?
It's been
Sorry, I did not hear that.
Bell's muscle.
Bell's muscle. It's a much loved character, and we're talking about entertainment. So I don't know. You're talking about Alexander Graham Bell or someone else, but that's not the answer. Anyone else who wants to attempt this can take a shot. Yes, Blue House. Preet.
The answer is Popeye's muscle.
Popeye's muscle is absolutely correct, and we'll look at the answer. Let's see why is it Popeye's muscle. So whenever he'd have any spinach, he'd form a bulge up his muscle, and that is why it's called Popeye's muscle. That's very well answered by Preet, but no points for this. Red, you also do not get anything for this. Good answer, but no points obviously. All right, we'll go back to the categories. Next is green. Green, your chance. What category do you choose?
History.
Sorry, I cannot hear that. Sorry, I cannot hear that.
Current affairs.
Guys, keep your audio on so it'll be simpler. Yes?
Current affairs.
I still cannot get that, Rohan. Can you type
So
it?
current
Maybe?
affairs.
Okay, current affairs. So, all right, you're going for current affairs. All right. For green, current affairs, here's your question. All right, so in the Song dynasty, these particular hats were supposed to prevent officials from conspiring with one another while in a low voice, while they were talking in a low voice at court. Recently, the concept for these hats came back into prominence, but for a very different purpose. So, for what purpose are these hats being used today? In certain places, specific places, these hats are being used today. Look at the hats and think about the fact that they were used to prevent officials from conspiring with each other at court while talking in a low voice. All right. So it was there in the news recently. Think about that. You can answer this. Yes, Rohan and Shriha. Anything from either of you?
Can we answer?
No, it's a question for Greenhouse. If they cannot answer this, we'll let anyone else answer it. Shriha and Rohan. Yes. Any answer?
Also, social
Yes.
distancing.
Okay, so explain me a little more.
Social distancing.
Yeah, so I mean, how was this useful? You have to give me some explanation behind this.
So if
So we-
so this in the
So
another
these caps, we can see that the long sticks are there in the cap, which means we
Okay.
have to maintain a certain gap. We have to maintain a certain gap between the people,
so that
who
people
are
will not
standing.
stay together, so they can't whisper.
Yes, sir.
If there will be a gap, then
Okay,
they
I'll
cannot whisper.
give you points for this. This is plus 15 to greenhouse for this. These are social distancing caps or hats that were made specifically when students started going to school in China. So these were the kind of hats that were used so that they would maintain some distance between each other. And that's why this particular sort of a hat came back into prominence in today's pandemic world. Good answer. Greenhouse gets a plus 15 for this. Very well answered. Next turn is Yellow House. Yellow House, you can choose a category. Let's look at the list of categories now, and you can choose from them. Yes, Yellow House. Yellow House, which category do you choose? Language. Language, all right. Language question for Yellow House. These two words in the English language sound like they are antonyms because one of them has the prefix in, while in fact these are actually the same, they mean the same. The words have both been derived from the Latin words which mean to set on fire. Which two very common words are we talking about? Which actually they it would seem that they are antonyms, they're opposites, but in reality they both mean the same. All right, ample clues in the question. Give me the two words. Yes, Yellow House. Which two words? Nitish and Soumya? Any answer? Anything from either of you? If you do not have an answer, I have to close this question. Leave it on to the audience.
We don't have any answer.
No answer. All right, no problem. Anyone else who wants to take a guess?
Is it ignite?
Sorry?
Is it ignite?
Ignite. Okay, that's a good guess. Ignite is a good guess, but that's not the answer. Anyone else? There are two words. I'm looking for two different words which mean the same.
Can it be fire in fire?
Fire in fire. No, that's not right. Anyone else? Maybe the house masters can also take a guess. The audience who are viewing it live can definitely answer it on the in the comments. But anyone else who's there in this live video, do you want to take a guess? All right, so no one's attempting this, so I'll just close this question. Let's look at the answer. The two words are flammable and inflammable. Flammable and inflammable, both of them mean the same. But it looks like they're different because there is a prefix of iron added to inflammable. So that's the answer we're looking for. No one attempted this, but no problem. Good guess on ignite, but that's not the correct answer. We'll go on to Blue House for the Next topic. Blue House, what topic do you choose?
We would like to go for mythology.
Mythology.
Mythology, okay. Mythology. Let's look at the question. This is a person called Praveen Kumar Shopti, who was an accomplished athlete, and he had four Asian Games medals, including two gold medals in hammer throw and discus throw events. However, he's best remembered for his work as an actor. Shopti played in, who was an acted in around 50 movies, playing roles which were suited for his towering figure. His most famous role came in a 1988 mythological TV series, which probably took your parents down a nostalgia trip in the recent months. Just tell me which character did Shopti play in this 1988 mythological TV series? All right, Blue House. Think about the
It's
fact that he
Bheem.
was Bheem. Bheem in who's Bheem? Basically, tell me.
The Mahabharat Bhim. He was one of the five Pandavas.
That's absolutely correct. This is Bhim from Mahabharat in the Mahabharat series, which came back into prominence recently in the lockdown months because it was being shown on Doordarshan, and he was the one who played the character of Bhim, who is obviously a very towering, strong figure in the Mahabharat as well. Good answer by Blue, plus 15 to you. Well done. We'll go back to the set of topics, and Red, you have an opportunity to choose your second topic. Red House. We're done with entertainment,
Current affairs.
language. Current affairs is already done. It's taken.
Sports.
Sports, all right. So Red House is going for sports. Here's your question. So this sports person's footballing connection dates back to 1992 when he signed for a legendary football club in Kolkata to play some exhibition matches. He had then said that for the sole purpose of the sole purpose for him to play football was to promote the sport. He signed for the club on 22nd June, and 6 days later came on as substitute for Kuljit Singh and played 33 minutes in front of a crowd of 50,000. So identify the sportsman and the club. Okay, am supposed to have an image for this. So just give me one moment. I'll show you the image. All right, one moment. All right, I think we have it here. Right. So this is the image. This is the sports person we're talking about. Tell me who is the sports person, which is the easier part. And the other part is which football club, all right, was he playing for? The football club has been in the news recently. I will not tell you for what reason, but it's been in the news recently. And obviously, the sports person is very easy to guess here looking at this image. Red House.
So the sports person is Kapil Dev.
Okay, and which club?
Mohan
Football club.
Bagan.
Obviously, Kapil Dev is Mohan Bagan. Oh no, that's not the right answer. I can't give you a point for that. This is East Bengal. Kapil Dev playing for East Bengal. And as I said, it was in the news recently because very recently East Bengal celebrated its 100th anniversary. Formed in 1920, it celebrated its 100th anniversary very recently. So I cannot give you points for this. Good answer, but Mohan Bagan is absolutely the opposite of East Bengal. All right, good guess, no problem. Greenhouse, next topic for you. Which topic do you choose?
So history.
Sorry?
History.
All right. Green chooses history. Here we go. All right. So during World War II, the British government prohibited the photography of monuments, fearing that some would fall into the hands of the Japanese, who could bomb them in air raids. However, a fear remained that the Victoria Memorial, which was a giant chunk of white marble that could be seen quite easily from sky, and especially on a full moon night. So there was always a fear that Victoria Memorial could be bombed because it was very easily visible. It was a huge chunk of white marble. So what was the solution that the British came up with to camouflage their prized possession of Calcutta? To protect it from air raids by the Japanese, what did it what did the British do to Victoria Memorial? Okay? Greenhouse, this is your question. Basically, what does it do to protect the Victoria Memorial, or to camouflage it? Camouflage is the right word here. To camouflage the Victoria Memorial, to hide it from plain sight. Greenhouse, your turn. Greenhouse, any guesses? Nothing from Greenhouse.
So how much time do we have?
I I'm not giving you any specific time. If not in any you don't have any clue on this, then we'll just close this question. All right. No answer from Greenhouse.
Close it.
All right. I'll leave it open for anyone else to attempt this question. Anyone who wants to go for this? What did they do to the
Must-
Victoria Memorial?
They removed
Yes?
the
They painted it
imperial
black.
statue, the
They painted it black.
They painted it black. That's absolutely correct. So they painted it black so that no one could see it clearly from the sky. This is what was done to the Victoria Memorial, and that's what we're looking for. But Green did not get it right. No problem. Next question shall go to Yellow House. Yellow House, two topics left. I think business is left and geography is left. Which one do you choose?
We'll go for geography.
Yellow House.
Geography.
Geography. All right. Yellow is going for geography. And that leaves blue. You are left with default business. All right. Geography question for Yellow House. While we can say that it's one global interconnected dash, historically it has been divided into four. Furthermore, three of those are major ones. However, in 2000, a fifth added to the list by the US Board on Geographical Names, although National Geographic does not recognize it. So, based on who you ask and what you know, there are either one, four, or five of these, but you have probably read about five in your school. So tell me, what are we talking about? Okay, the blank is the answer I'm looking for. Yellow House. What is the blank here? Yellow House, any answer? You've probably read about five. Anything? Yellow?
Give
Ocean.
us a few more seconds.
Oceans. Sorry?
Oceans.
Someone else? Okay, oceans. So yellow is answering oceans, and that is absolutely correct. Oceans is the right answer. Plus 15 to yellow house. Very well worked out. So we have probably read about 5 oceans: the Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific, Arctic, and the Southern Ocean. But earlier there were only 4, and there are 3 major ones: Indian, Atlantic, and Pacific. But if you ask a scientist, he would probably tell you that there is one global interconnected ocean. So that is the answer we're looking for. Yellow House answered this absolutely correctly. You get a plus 15 for this. Well done. Next question, which is the last question of this round, is for Blue House. All right, Blue, here's your question on business. In the 1970s, the traveling sales representatives of this company were called Akins. When the company's founder and chairman was asked why they were called so, he said they had to know the product backwards and forwards, hence Akin. In the most recent years, Akins are described as people who work to promote this company's products and spread its message in different parts of the world, especially North America. Tell me, which company are we talking about? Blue House, which company are we talking about?
Is it Nike?
Who? Sorry?
Is it Nike?
Why do you think it's Nike?
Because EKINNIKE. They have said that they need to know it backward and forward.
Backwards and frontwards.
So if you spell Ekin backwards, it's Nike,
It is Nike.
and that's the answer we're looking for. Perfect answer. Plus 15 to Blue House. They got a full 30 for their questions in this round. Very well worked out. This is Nike. And as you can see, they wanted their sales representative to know the product backwards and forwards. Very good answer. Very well done. With this, we come to the end of the third round, and we'll move on to the final round of this quiz, which is the nutshell round, where each question starts with the very first letter. So if one of the questions start with N, then another with H, L, E, all of this. So it's all spread around here and there. You can work it out from the fact that all the you know which question starts from which letter. So you'll know that all the 8 questions will probably start from all these 8 letters. All right. The points are much more in this round, so it's still anyone's game to 20 points for a correct answer, 30 if you stake it, and minus 15 if you get it wrong if you stake it. So that's the only challenge here, because for higher points you also have to bear with higher risk. All right, everyone, you ready?
Yes, yeah.
Everyone's ready? Please turn on your audios.
Yes.
Yes, sir, we are ready.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, great. So we'll start clockwise with Red House, and remember the questions don't start like the first answer will start with N or something like that. They all jumble together. So it's not like you have to think of specific letters in a sense, but you can obviously chalk out the letters once the answer revealed one by one. Okay. First question for Red House on the screen, and the questions will pass the same way as they have in the first and second round. It'll be infinite bounds. Okay. First question, Red House on the screen. Ahoy is a signal word used to call to a captain of a boat. When this device was invented in 1876, the inventor suggested the use of the term ahoy. However, Thomas Alva Edison is credited for making the current greeting popular. What are we talking about? What is the current greeting? Red House. So initially they wanted to use the word ahoy, but then Thomas Alva Edison said that no, we'll use a different form of greeting. So what is the different form of greeting? Red House. For 20 points, or if you want to stake it, for 30 points.
Is it hello?
Hello, and when would we use it?
We are greeting other people.
No, greeting other people when? Specifically, when would we use it?
Specifically when we would use it.
Sorry?
When we use the phone.
All right, that is what I was looking for. When we use hello while receiving the phone, that's the answer we're looking for. So Thomas Alva Edison suggested using hello, but actually Graham Bell wanted to use the word ahoy. And eventually, obviously, hello is what we use today. So good answer. That's a plus 20 for Red House, and they scored a substantial amount of points for this question. Well done. Next question is for Blue. All right, here's your question, Blue. It is documented that the slow-paced town of Burhanpur in Madhya Pradesh was the original choice for this project. However, it was difficult to source the required raw material from Rajasthan for this particular structure. So the project was moved to the city of Dash due to its proximity to the source of the very important raw material. Tell me the structure and which city was it eventually moved to? Okay, it was originally supposed to be built in Burhanpur, but since it was very far away from Rajasthan, from where the raw material for the structure would be sourced, they eventually moved the project altogether to a city closer to Rajasthan. Okay, tell me which city and which structure. Structure is the first part that I'm looking for. One second. Yeah, Blue House, two parts. Any guesses, Blue House?
Mm,
Vansh and Preet?
So can we get 2 more seconds?
Can you repeat, Vansh?
Sir,
Are
can we
you
get
taking
2
or
more
not?
seconds?
is it Red Fort?
Both of you please discuss among yourselves and then probably take a guess and tell me if you want to stake or not.
Once it can be Red Fort.
So Red Fort.
Okay, we will go for Red Fort. And the
Okay,
place
you're not
is
staking
Delhi.
the question.
No.
The place is Delhi, Red Fort, and you're not staking it. All right, I'll pass this on to Greenhouse. Greenhouse, your turn.
The structure is
So can we
Taj Mahal
stay-
and the city is Agra.
Okay, the structure is Taj Mahal and the
So we
city
staked
is.
it.
Okay, you're taking this one.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, and your answer? Your answer once again.
The, the structure
you
is
repeat
Taj
your
Mahal
answer?
and the city is Agra.
The
The
structure
Taj
is
Mahal
Taj
in Agra.
and the city is Agra. That's absolutely correct. Plus 30 for taking this question. This is Taj Mahal and Agra. So the Red Fort was a good guess, but the raw material is the Makrana marble from Rajasthan in Makrana in Rajasthan. And since basically Mumtaz Mahal died in Burhanpur, and they originally wanted to build the Taj Mahal in Burhan. Yeah, so they wanted to build the Taj Mahal in Burhanpur, but since it was very far away from Makrana, they had to shift the project to Agra. So a very good answer by Greenhouse. You get a plus 30 for this. Well done. Next question shall go to Yellow. Yellow House, here's your question. A fairly easy one. Bolu, the animated mascot of the Indian Railways, was initially designed for the 150th anniversary of the railways in India. Later in 2003, it was promoted as the official mascot of Indian Railways. The basic question is the reason for this animal being chosen as Bolu is symbolic, because earlier these animals used to be used to position the cartridges on railway tracks. So which animal is Bolu? That's what I'm looking for. Yellow House. Which animal
Elephant.
is Bolu?
Elephant.
It's an elephant.
All right. So Yellow House is going for elephant. That's absolutely correct. Plus 20 for that. Well done. Fairly easy one. This is elephant. So elephants were earlier used to carry the cartridges on railway tracks, and that's why if you look at Bolu, the official mascot of Indian Railways, it's an elephant. Good answer, plus 22 Yellow, and Yellow is catching up with Blue right now. I'm guessing it's gonna be a very close fight between the two teams. Next question shall go to Red House. Red House, here's your question. So William Lever created this in 1895 when he thought that he was bringing better health and hygiene to the people of the world. Hence, he named it after a right side of the screen. You can see about which is the floating device. So based on this, it's named after this. Tell me, what did William Lever create in 1895? Red House.
So you were a bit unclear. Could you please repeat it?
Okay, I'll repeat the question. So William Lever created something in 1895 when he thought that he was bringing better health and hygiene to the people of the world. That is why he named the device what he created. He named it after a floating device that is thrown out to people in water to prevent them from drowning. So what did he create? On the right side of the screen, you can see that device after which it is named. Okay, tell me, what did he create? Red House.
So Unilever.
Unilever is the company that he created. Lever, so that's why Unilever is a company, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. We'll pass this on to Blue House. Basically, what is this on the right side of the screen? That is the answer I'm looking for. What is it called? Yes, Blue House. Preet and Vansh, do you have an answer?
Is it known as floating ring?
Floating
Life-saving,
ring. All right.
life-saving tube.
Life-saving tube. All right. That's not the exact term that we're looking for. We'll pass this on to Greenhouse. Greenhouse. Basically, what he created is named after this. He gave a fairly decent guess, but that's not the answer. What I'm talking, as I told you, the quiz is going to be something that you can work out. So when you see the answer, you'll be very surprised. Greenhouse.
Lifebuoy.
Lifebuoy. So he created Lifebuoy. That's absolutely correct. Plus 20 to Greenhouse for this. Very, very well worked out. This is Lifebuoy. So Lifebuoy is the answer we're looking for here, and William Lever created Lifebuoy. And Lifebuoy is a product of Unilever company, which was his company, and that particular device is actually called a Lifebuoy. Good answer. That's a plus 20 to Greenhouse. And all the participants, once again, please do not turn off your videos. All right. Next question. All right. 1 second. Next question is 5. 1 second. I think there's some trouble here. Yeah. Next question. Share the screen again. So this was Lifebuoy, answered by Greenhouse. Next question is for Yellow House on the screen. Yellow House. Next question is a long question with an image, but again can be worked out. This distinctively shaped country faces a strange problem. It keeps being forgotten from maps of the world. Okay, that's the brain. Yellow House is the problem that it faces. In fact, a hilarious Tumblr blog titled World Maps Without Dash is dedicated to naming and shaming organizations that forgot this country in their maps. According to some, the reason for the omission is that most of the world maps use the Mercator projection, which leaves the country at the bottom right corner of the world map, making it very easy to misplace with a thoughtless crop. In fact, the country's government's websites page not found error screen, the 404 error screen, actually displays the map of the world without the country with the message, "We are sorry, something's missing." You have to tell me the country here, okay? Which country faces this very strange problem that people forget them from maps, okay? This is the government's error 404 page, and here it says that we are sorry, something's missing, where the country has been left out. So Yellow House.
We are taking.
Okay, let's taking it. All right.
It's
The
New
answer
Zealand.
is New Zealand.
Taking it, and the answer is New Zealand is absolutely correct. Plus 30 to Yellow House. Very well done. This is New Zealand, and as you can see in the question itself, it says that usually the reason why the country is missed out is because it's always on the bottom right corner of the world map, which makes it very easy for people to misplace it, and when they are cropping the world map they would somehow just crop out this particular small country. In fact, in New Zealand itself, the world map is very differently made, where New Zealand and Australia are on the center portion of the map. They follow a different format of making the world map. So good answer, Yellow House, and they get 30 points for staying this one. Very well done. Next question goes to Red House. Red House, here's your question. So this was New Zealand, all right? So we're done with N as well. We are left with 3 letters here. You can see which letters are remaining. Next question, Red House on the screen. As of June 2020, there are a total of 1121 across 167 countries. China and Italy, both with 55 of these, have the most of any country, followed by Spain at 48, Germany with 46, France with 45, and India with 38, and Mexico with 35. So what are we talking about here? All right, Red, what are we talking about here? Red, your question? Red House, any guesses?
So nuclear power plant.
Nuclear power plants. Oh, 1121 nuclear power plants. Okay. Fair guess, not right. Blue House, passes on to you. Any guesses, Blue House? Do you have anything?
Is it heritage sites?
What heritage sites? You need to give me something specific to answer.
UNESCO heritage sites.
UNESCO World Heritage Sites is absolutely correct. You get a plus 20 for this, Blue House. The UNESCO World Heritage Sites. That is the answer we're looking for. So there are 1121 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the world, and India has how many? 38 of them, right? 38. So good answer. You get a plus 20 for UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Next question, the second last question of this quiz, goes to Greenhouse. Okay, Greenhouse, here's your question. And after this question, we'll do the scores before the final question. Okay. Penultimate question of the quiz for Greenhouse on the screen. The history of device is more than 200 years old, but it all started with a paper tube in 1916. French physician René Laennec used a long rolled, the year will be 1816, all right? I'm sorry, that's 1816. That's when René Laennec used a long rolled paper tube and created a device similar to the ear trumpet, a historical hearing aid. He named his invention after the Greek words for chest examination. Which invention are we talking about here?
Can we stake
So
it?
we can stake.
This is for Greenhouse. I'm
So we
sorry.
can
This is for
stake?
Greenhouse. So Greenhouse. Yes, Greenhouse. You can stake.
Yeah, we're sticking it, and the invention is stethoscope.
So stethoscope.
Absolutely correct. This is the stethoscope plus 32 greenhouse for this. Very, very good answer is a stethoscope. As you can see, it's pretty well explained what the device basically did. And steto in Greek would mean chest, and scope would be hearing. So that is the device. Good answer, plus 32 greenhouse for this. The last question of this quiz is for Yellow House. Yellow House, your question on the screen. All right. Okay, we can do the scores before we move on to the last question. So red is on 50, blue is on 120, green is on 125. They've taken a lead here. And yellow is also on 125. So this particular question can decide the eventual winners of this quiz. Yellow, here's the final question for you. If you get this right, you win this quiz. All right. Here's the question for Yellow House. Last question of this quiz. Right. This sports movie is considered to be one of India's finest moments in the Academy Awards. It also holds the record for the most number of British actors in a single Bollywood movie. Think of the Hindi word for taxation and give me the name of this movie. Yellow House. Getting this right and you can win this quiz.
Oh God, it's an easy question.
Yellow House.
Just a minute.
Repeat the scores: 50 for red, 120 for blue, green is on 125, and yellow is also tied on 125. And we have the final question for Yellow House. Yellow
Is
House,
it Lagan?
your question. I cannot give you more time.
Lagan.
Yes? Lagan. They're going for Lagan, and that is absolutely correct. This is Lagan. Lagan is the Hindi word for taxation. And with this, you get 20 points and you win this quiz for on 145. Well done, Yellow House. With this, we come to the end of the final question of this quiz, final round. Very, very good quizzing from all the teams around here. 50 for Red House, 120 for blue, they come third with this, 125 for green, and yellow wins this quiz with 145 points. Everything changed in the very final round. Before this, blue had a very comfortable lead, but that's what the last round did. Good quizzing from everyone. No one needs to feel bad about your position or your scores, because everyone gave some really, really good answers, and I can see there's some really bright quizzers here. So we'd look to see more of you in all the future quizzes that we do in the classroom and the quiz club. And hope you all enjoyed the quiz. Hope the the house masters also enjoyed it. And as a team, we really enjoyed
Yes,
this
sir.
quiz. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
And congratulations, students. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. So I think that's all for today. Thank you, everyone. Take care of yourself. Stay safe.